I am Shivantika, intern at LEXIS and Company, and today we'll be discussing about a scenario that many manufacturers or many contractors basically find themselves in amidst lockdown, basically because of many reasons. Let us take a situation. Suppose A being a company and B being a manufacturer. A orders some goods from B and through an contract between them, and B cannot satisfy the same to A on time because of the reason of strike prevailing in that manufacturing company or that industry itself. So therefore B has failed to supply or produce the goods that it was supposed to produce. And here the question relates, is there any exemption that is available to the company A from liability, company B from liability of the provisions under the Indian Contract Act 1872, termed as the supervening of the impossibility, that is the impossibility which does not exist at the time of making the contract but has arisen subsequently. Also, this cannot be taken as a defense in each and every case, as the contract itself is based on a promise, and until and unless an impossibility so arises that it becomes nearly impossible or absolutely impossible for the contract to be fulfilled, the promise has to be absolutely taken into consideration and has to be fulfilled, and any kind of impossibility has to be determined on a case-to-case basis. The performance does not become absolutely impossible on account of strikes, lockout, or civil disturbances. Contract in such cases is not discharged until and otherwise as agreed by the parties mutually. So, when we talk about the given situation that I was talking about in the beginning, when I was talking about the question, considering that because the manufacturer could not abide by the contract because of a strike, he cannot take this as a defense. This was also discussed in the case of Budget versus Benjington. In this case, A could not deliver the 5 dozen bottles of champagne as he had promised to company S because of the strike of the workers. This difficulty in the performance cannot be considered as an impossibility of the performance, attracting the section 56 para 2. Therefore, Ms. A was liable to Mr. S for non-performance of the contract. Let us understand the essentials that are required to actually attract para 2 of section 56 of Indian Contract Act. First of all, the act should become impossible. Secondly, the impossibility should be by the reason of some event which the promiser could not prevent. It was not in his hand to actually contravene with the event and alter the event itself. Thirdly, the impossibility should not be a self-induced impossibility, as I was talking about. It should not be in the hands of the contractor itself that he can alter the same. However, in the following cases, the performance of a contract becomes subsequently impossible if destruction of the subject matter has occurred, death of the personnel who was in capacity has occurred, or there has been a change in the law itself, or cessation of state of things, or in fact of declaration of war. This doctrine of supervening impossibility also has some exceptions, and strike lies in this exception zone because for that reason only, strike does not form a part of it. You cannot take it as defense. Exceptions to this can be difficulty in performance, not impossibility, difficulty in performance. The contractor has it has not become impossible for him to abide to the contract, but it has merely, and a difficulty has arisen before him that that is not enabling him to perform the contract on time. In such a situation also, or in any kind of commercial impossibility, or in terms of default that was made by any third party, strikes, lockouts, or any kind of civil disturbances, or any kind of partial impossibility that has a solution to it. In such a situations, we cannot attract this doctrine itself. Therefore, the manufacturers need to understand that this defense, that the defense under para 2 section 56 of the Indian Contract Act can only be taken in terms of any impossibility that has arisen because of the reason that was not in their hands. If otherwise happens, then they shall be liable to the first party to the contract, to whom the contract was made, and the performance of the contract is to be abided by.